Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka chicka cha. Wow wow. Bow chicka wow wow. Cha chicka chicka cha. Bow chicka wow wow. Cha chicka chicka cha. Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka chicka cha. Wow wow. Bow chicka wow wow. Cha chicka chicka cha. Bow chicka wow wow. Cha chicka chicka cha. Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka wow wow.
Andy Weir is the master of competency corn. What is the idea of competency corn, and how many more times can I say it before being punished? Competency corn is a term first popularized by John Rogers, screenwriter for the TNT show Leverage, and is any media that portrays competency and intelligence. For Weir, it's accessible science and science fiction that you devour and feel like you've accomplished something more than just reading as some mediocre sci-fi action adventure space thing. These bursts of softcore science encourage you to seek the hardcore stuff. At least it did for me. Real science, or realistic science, gives readers another way to connect with the story at hand. It's real, tangible, and it can maybe happen in our world. Even more so, these scientific elements automatically elevate a story to prestige since there are very real properties and theories in it. This takes, let's face it, a relatively mid-story, albeit fun, and makes it seem amazing. I mean, look at a decade ago. NASA had Weir talk about science fiction as a blueprint for reality of future missions after the meteoric success of The Martian. When we look at Weir within the sci-fi genre, he isn't as hardcore as Alistair Reynolds, or as bold and imaginative as Charles Sheffield, or as literary as Ursula K. Le Guin or Octavia Butler. He is the master of highly consumable, fun, and not implausible science fiction. Weir's characters are not only highly intelligent, their smarts feel accessible to the average reader. Mark Watney in The Martian is an astronaut and botanist, and let's face it, despite being very rigorous fields, they're not as intimidating as physics or chemistry. And the same goes for our main character, Ryland Grace, in Project Hail Mary. Grace is a middle school science teacher and a former molecular biologist. Very qualified, very smart, but he feels like your neighbor. Andy Weir isn't just a master of thrusting science into bestsellers. He knows exactly what Hollywood wants. High stakes, no politics, pure adrenaline. And that's what we're getting with Weir's next adaptation, with the directors behind 21 Jump Street and starring Ryan Gosling. Wait, one of those is wrong. Ryan Gosling. Can you imagine? Now, how would Ryland Grace engineer a way out of this dryer? Project Hail Mary is The Martian, but even higher stakes and more fun. Both followed the Hollywood call for zero political drama. Everyone gets along. The thing I liked most about this book, aside from the adorable sidekick, was the mystery woven in through the flashback framing that Weir utilizes. We aren't just in space alone, we're back on Earth, facing the very real stakes of a dark future to come. We fall in love with more of humanity. We get clues that help Grace along the way, and Weir celebrates the collective knowledge of humanity. Like, we can't do this alone. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. The book encourages readers to observe, gather evidence, and hypothesize, to use a little science as we have fun reading. And the book follows corn logic. Every problem is solvable with a little pounding, and it's guaranteed to have a happy ending. When I first started reading this book, my immediate thought was, it already felt like I was watching a movie. No, it's not hyperphantasia, it's the fact that Weir creates scenarios that hook you right away. We open with our main character, Ryland Grace, waking up from a coma with no memory of who he is, when he is, or where he is. We open with high stakes and plenty of existential dread. Grace quickly unravels that he's all alone. His crewmates, his friends, are dead. He has no memory, and the sun he's orbiting is not his own. Terrifying, right? Grace soon remembers why he's orbiting a whole nother star system. He needs to save his own planet from an invasion of space mold critters called astrophage. They're slowly consuming Earth's sun. His mission is to find a way of eliminating them, and on Earth, the foremost scientists and engineers have learned that these little villains can be used as a fuel source. And they have 3 astronauts who were genetically resistant to long-term damage from comas travel to another star to find answers. Tau Ceti is that star he's now orbiting, and it's the only nearby one that doesn't have the astrophage problem. He also learns that there was never going to be enough fuel to get back home. This mission was always going to end on Tau Ceti, with information about how to save Earth being sent back home. He was always going to die on this mission. Horrifying, right?
Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka chicka cha. Wow.
Now, solo missions are definitely less popular as a category. People prefer to see people having fun with friends. It's more entertaining when we can come together in service of a mission. It's on this dangerous and exciting adventure we meet a rocky sidekick called Rocky. He's an extraterrestrial life form whose home sun is also dying at the hands of those pesky astrophage. Just like Grace, Rocky is alone. His crewmates are dead from what we later learn is radiation poisoning. Together, the pair become fast friends with a renewed faith in actually accomplishing the mission and getting home. Together, they discover that there's a natural predator to the astrophage in the SETI system, amoeba-like creatures that eat the astrophage. The pair name these Taumoeba and figure out a way to breed them on each of their home planetary systems. To accomplish this seemingly impossible task, the dynamic duo utilize all of Earth's collective knowledge saved on terabytes of data Grace has on the ship, as well as Rocky civilization's collective knowledge. His species is able to live for hundreds of years and have perfect memory, so they can store all their knowledge in their mind. In addition to solving the crucial problem of saving each of their own planets, Rocky has enough astrophages to get Grace home as well. Everyone's happy, right? Wrong. On their way back to their respective planets, Grace sees that Rocky's ship is in trouble. He sends Taumoeba and information on how to breed them back to Earth and risks ever returning home to save his friend. They live happily ever after on Rocky's planet Arid, where Grace teaches little Rocky aliens, and they learn that Earth has eliminated their astrophage problem through observation of the sun, seeing that it's returned to its full luminosity.
Chicka wow wow. Cha chicka chicka cha. Down.
Science and best buddies save the day. Now that that's cleaned up, where were we? That's right, the wrap-up. That sounded like a movie, right? Well, that was the book. Again, that's where Weir succeeds, at crafting stories already made for Hollywood. No, these aren't just any stories for Hollywood. No, they make you think. But not too hard. Just in the right balance of rigor and intelligence to rescue readers and soon-to-be viewers from the crushing weight of incompetence that too often surrounds us. It's corn, fantasy. It's based in reality, but not wholly real. But it feels like it can be real. We feel like we're learning something even if we aren't. We consume it all at once like a group of astrophages because that's the place we want to be. We find escape within. We want to be in a world where everyone on the planet works together to save humanity. We want to be in a world where intelligence is celebrated and sought after. We want to follow along with our implausible hero as he saves the day because he's taking us to this more perfect reality. We're stimulated and desperately seeking that escape. Competency corn is the opposite of second screen movies. I wouldn't call it an antidote, but it's a salve. It soothes us and gets us going in the better direction. Second screen movies that expect us to pay no attention are not good for the future. While competence corn like this isn't deep or full of meaning, it does make readers and viewers alike pay attention while consuming. It may motivate us to explore more of the topics presented in it, and we need more books and movies like this that inspire moviegoers and readers to do more or at least think a little daring. It's nothing out of our grasp. It's fun and silly enough to keep you engaged while also having small tidbits to keep you mentally fed. Competency corn, like Project Hail Mary, isn't literary. It doesn't make you think deeply, but it does encourage you to think other ways. If our only other option are movies that feel like they were meant for a TikTok feed or that repeat basic plot points a dozen times, then I'd rather have a little corn in my life. What about you? If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe for more media commentary. Later.